Okay, it is Tuesday, the 21st of May, 2024. This is the week ahead, sponsored by Financial Juice and Earn to Trade. Go and check them out in the description below. So, Tuesday, a bit late to it this week. Made a recording yesterday. The quality was actually too poor to release. So, here we are, not missing out too much anyway. Thursday, pretty much the biggest day of the week to trade. But today is also jam-packed with Fed speakers. So we do have the VWAP report out as of yesterday morning for the 20th of May this week, and really just covering a lot of Fed speakers today. We have Bostic, Yellen already spoke at 9 a.m. London time, ECB's Lagarde, Fed Governor Krosner, Fed's Waller, Williams, Bostic. Finally finishing off Fed's Vice Chair Barr. Wednesday, tomorrow, again, quite a few speakers, but Thursday, then we have the US initial jobless claims, pretty much going to be pretty decent for equities volatility. Manufacturing and services PMIs, new home sales, Bostic speaking, and Friday, much going on Friday, US core durable goods. But really, we have identified a couple of nice trades here for the week, and really we're just looking at, well, if we kind of go to the daily bar here on the S&P chart, that we're really just looking for further upside here. Go and check it on the report. I can't actually zoom in here. I will when I switch to the charts. But we identified a couple of really nice trades here. Also, you might find interesting the look back period we have looking at oil, and the sell-off here is wholly to be expected, utilizing 30 years look back data that we utilize here in Duggan Capital for trading oil and trading the curve as well. And then just looking at kind of how refiners really get involved in the oil market through the year. That's quite interesting as well, especially if you're into spread trading and trading time spreads. But ultimately, what we've seen come through is the trade guidance that we had yesterday for oil. Now, go and read the report. I'll put a link to it in the description for this YouTube video. But this is very much the trade we were looking at on the short side for oil yesterday, identifying that we want to get involved ultimately at in around the 79.61s and the 79.30s, and that has sold down beautifully as of APAC session this morning and coming into the close last night. That's kind of where we closed at. So go and check it out. It's worth a read. So switching over to the charts here, we can really see straight off on oil. The big picture here on oil is that we are balancing down on the quarter. And if I can just find my market here, there we go. We spent about 13 sessions and a half below this Q level, just not able to get over there, 79.61s, and down we go. All right. So I think, what I haven't talked about too much in the report is the bottoming out, the bottom here. I think definitely we need to trade 77.29s. That's not much further than the current lows of day. Definitely the 79 or 76.90s, which has been pretty much this well-defined low over the last 2 weeks. But I think we go lower. I think we do go lower. 76.44s, 76.18s. And, then we're really going to have a good old rattle out on oil. And I don't really expect major buying to come back in on oil until probably the end or mid of the second week in June. Seasonally, that's kind of when we would see it come. Oil just staging a little bit of a pullback here on the 30-minute. Today, looking at a pullback onto weekly VWAP. Go and read the report. 79.09s. We're looking for shorts against that, notwithstanding headline risk. They have an arrest warrant out for Netanyahu. Iranian president is being killed in a helicopter crash. They have arrest warrants out for Hamas. There's the usual high drama going on in oil. So, just stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right, looking at dollar, really just always want to have a look at how the dollar is pricing in everything. I think we've seen pretty obvious buying coming in here from the yearly VWAP already on the dollar, 104.15s thereabouts. It's having a bit of a hard time trying to get back up. I think if it does get its head back up to 105, so that's yearly prior value area high, I think there'll be sellers there back within this auction. Now, the market did have a good spin to the upside, but is it? I think we are going to get up here, 105s, and you see that target just here, close to the monthly VWAP on oil. which is at 105, and it should be there, pretty much there for the notwithstanding a 5% up week, which we're not going to have on the dollar. So yeah, further upside on dollar. Short the euro is what that means. Euro back to the yearly VWAP 1.0837s. On equities, you can see something nice happening here. I'm actually just going to use the I'll go on to the daily bar on the NAS. So we're up here trading quite handsomely into new all-time highs. On a non-back adjusted chart here on the Nasdaq, new all-time highs. I think it is yesterday, and I think it might just be time to pull back on the reins just a little bit, load up the bus, and say, "Hey kids, buy your Fang, buy your Mag 7." We keep going. So where could that come in today on the Nasdaq? I would like to see the market hold an auction, certainly a close above the weekly PVAH, which is actually at 8687s, 18687s. Wow, that is crazy. I think there have been a lot of resistance areas that the market has bulled its way up through here over the last week. So really, maybe that resistance now needs to act as support for the pullback into the yearly +1, which would be a dinger of a trade. 18365s hold that thing for continual new highs or until they bring in the cut. SPOOs making a bit more of a meal of new all-time highs yesterday. Didn't actually get a new all-time high, I don't think, yesterday. No, we didn't. So I think the market is really well poised to keep crushing into the highs here, and that would fit in. Dollar in sympathy moving higher as well. Are we going to get a decent pullback to buy here? I don't know. I'd be waiting for a pullback to maybe jump in on the longs. Are they going to be sustainable? Will the cut be imminent at that point? I don't know. But something I am seeing technically here on the 30-minute and utilizing the weekly VWAP here is that we are now starting to make some early inroads into auctioning down in the weekly area here. But we saw that yesterday. We saw that yesterday. Bang there. What was that? 7 bells, 7 p.m. BBB long PVAH, bang, up she goes into VWAP. Nice, small, but nice, tidy little trade there to hold sort of into the close if you wanted. But you're not really getting much out of that now. But an intraday trade nonetheless. So look, we could have a bit more of what we had yesterday, a little dip to then rally out of over the open, right? But currently, just keep a watchful eye out here for 5311s. Currently, largest order on the 311s. Let me scroll down. It's only about 300 contracts on the bid there, 340 down there. So, but that could be enough size to pull price down and for us to kind of average, get back to a better price average on, say, the month here and monthly VWAPs if you're interested in that. I'm not going to go through that here. The Dow, I expect similar activity, probably buyers to come in around 39,799s, a bit of a line in the sand there. And we talked about oil. Gold is in rare form and it's just crushing into these new all-time highs, and I just don't coming down, especially with equities on the front foot. Gold should stay on the front foot, but then also if equities do get a macro shock, you may see gold just stay where it is and price in that macro shock, whatever that may be. But for now, I'd be looking at maybe a pullback onto the 2375s if you can get it. Personally, I think it'll just be M+1, which is currently at 2396s. Have a look at that. That's it really for this week's look ahead. Please do go and check out the VWAP report where we kind of have a look at how the SPOOs and oil are to trade over the coming week. And failing that, keep it tight out there.